Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa's vision for agricultural support and development in Guyana moved a step closer to being realized with the commissioning Friday of 3 ATVs and 2 refrigerated trucks, as well as an agri-business development one-stop shop at the new Guyana Marketing Corporation's LBI head office. The commissioning ceremony marked another link in the chain of improved capacity and effectiveness being developed for another agency of the Ministry of Agriculture. General Manager of the new GMC, Mr. Shona Lal, said the acquisition of the ATVs and 2 refrigerated trucks now mean that the entity is able to expand its reach to the far-flung communities in interior regions, as her extension offices are currently hindered in their quest to reach those areas on a regular and timely manner. She also spoke of the other investments.
These investments will positively contribute towards the corporation's improvements, both internally and externally, and further provide an enabling environment and improve capacities for its stakeholders. The ATVs will be used by GMC's agriculture extension officers mainly in the hinterland regions of Mabamura, Kamarang, and Linden, all areas with primarily earthen roads and scattered agriculture holdings. These ATVs will be used to visit the outlying areas to determine their scale of production, inform them of GMC's services, link farmers to buyers, and address marketing concerns. This will further support the improvement of GMC's farmers and agro-processors database and to have readily accessible information for our stakeholders. Maintaining the cold chain of perishable agriculture commodities during transport is imperative to its shelf life and marketability. As such, these 2 refrigerated trucks will aid in the same and assist with the increased requests by our local stakeholders, especially farmers, exporters, supermarket operators, and perishable commodities, who are required to maintain cold temperatures while transporting their produce and products. These trucks will further complement the existing cold storage facilities at the central packaging facilities in Safaya and Parika.
The new GMC General Manager also gave an overview of the new Business Development Unit and how it will help to advance the value-added trust that has been initiated by the Agriculture Minister.
Back in January 2021, we learned through research undertaken by the US-based firm Global Marketing Insights that the global processed fruits and vegetables market will be worth more than US $425 billion by 2026. Here at the Guyana Marketing Corporation, we thought that there was no reason why our agro-processors should not compete for part of this pie. Specifically, we thought we could try to afford them better access to the global market. Today, ladies and gentlemen, marks the forward movement of our thinking. One such initiative is our Agriculture Business Development Unit, the one-stop shop. This facility will play an integral role in assisting potential and existing agro-processors at one central location with all necessary documentation as it relates to agro-processing. These documentations are the completion of business registration forms and food and drugs forms. The one-stop shop will be working closely with these supporting agencies to speed up the time it takes to process these documents and aid in the reduction of frustration these requirements can bring. Further, the one-stop shop will provide to its stakeholders advisory services on label requirements, generation of nutritional facts and barcodes, label design, label printing, and the sale of packaging materials like bottles.
Ms. Lal also explained that since the conceptualization of the Agri-Business Development Unit, it has been providing guidance and direction to some 55 new potential agro-processors. This has aided in many of them completing the process of becoming fully certified by the relevant agencies here.
One recent example is milk paneer by Mr. Mohan Singh, a Maikoni cattle farmer that was having challenges with the marketing for cow's milk. Through the one-stop shop, the farmer was informed of the marketing opportunities of milk paneer, of which he agreed to pursue. Mr. Singh was guided and helped throughout the process of becoming a certified agro-processor. Additionally, he was helped with business registration, food and drugs registration, packaging, label designs, nutrient facts, barcodes, label printing, and marketing. Today, the product can be found in popular supermarkets in Georgetown and on the east coast of Demerara under the name Singh's Paneer.
In his remarks, Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa said because of the neglect visited upon the agriculture sector by the previous administration, Guyana is still a primary producer of fruits and vegetables and products in general. He said that because of a lack of investment in sectors such as value-added production, the infrastructure is just not there to allow a rapid movement forward in this direction.
An investment like these will enhance not only the development within the country, but will enhance our country's position to take its rightful place in the region and the world at large. This year, we will be investing approximately $263 million in this sector. These equipment and vehicles are only part of the investment that we'll be making. The trucks, the incubator, and the ATVs. I understood also they have other equipment that will come later on. But what we are doing, we are moving our country, as I said, from a primary producer, from a subsistence farming, to one, as the chairman rightly said, to move it to a country where we can create more value-added product and where we can make more enhance the capability of our farmers and producers within our country.
According to Minister Mustafa, as Guyana seeks to develop and sustain the state of being food secure, it cannot do so if there is no supportive infrastructure in place to ensure that this happens.
So if we want to be the country to lead the agriculture and agri-food system in the Caribbean, then we have to invest in infrastructure, invest in the sector so that we can modernize and improve and develop this sector. This year, what we'll be doing, we'll invest in almost 9 agro-processing facilities across our country. And we are not only making the investment in urban areas, we are making these investments across the country. Region 9, rural areas, interior location, Region 1, Region 10, Region 6, Region 5. So all these areas at the end of this year will have modern, state-of-the-art agro-processing facilities. We are also working with the private sector to form that partnership and work with them in tandem, in PPP partnership, private-public partnership. Only recently, we have signed an MOU with a private company to build a processing facility in Blackbush Polder. We know for a fact that Blackbush Polder, places like Blackbush Polder, those areas have a lot of potential, but we have not harnessed the potentials in those areas.
The Agriculture Minister told the attentive audience that while Guyana is now being called an oil-producing country, government will never neglect the agriculture sector, as agriculture is here to stay.
So as a country, we have to have an economy that is resilient, and that is why we have to develop all the sectors. We can't depend on one of the sectors. But one of the most important sectors for us is the agriculture sector. The oil and gas, the natural resources sector, the other sector, a time will come when they will be exhausted. But as I am saying, and I have been saying all the time, that agriculture is here to stay. Agriculture brought all of us to this part of the world. Over the years, all our development, agriculture was responsible for all our development. And if we don't modernize it, if we don't invest in it, then we will live to regret, as some oil-producing countries are today doing.
According to Minister Mustafa, the new GMC has a very important role to play in government's vision for the agriculture sector, and as such, he has, over the past year, been reorganizing and restructuring the entity to be more responsive to the needs of Guyana's farmers.
So the new GMC has a very important role to play. Unlike before, what we have been doing over the last year is to reorganize, to restructure, and refocus the new GMC. They can't continue to do the same old thing. We have to ensure now we enhance the sector, we enhance agro-processing. That is why I am interested of developing all these agro-processing facilities so that we can bring more value to the local farmers. Many times when development takes place, when we invest, most of the time large farmers are benefiting. I, as Minister of Agriculture, I want to see the local and small farmers also benefit. We must enhance their position in society because too many times the brunt of the problems are faced by the local farmers and the small farmers. We have recently suffered tremendously with the flood. We are now seeing climate change taking its course. 18 years ago, we have had a number of initiatives that were developed by world leaders. Right here in Guyana, our former president would have developed the Jack Dales Initiative. And what he said in 2012 is happening today. And we are seeing it happening all the time. That is why we have to continue to invest and we have to continue to do agriculture not only in a better way, but in a smarter way.
Earlier speakers included Director General of the Ministry of Agriculture, Mr. Ricky Ramraj, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture, Ms. Delma Ned, and Chairman of the new GMC Board of Directors, Mr. David Fernandes. At the end of the formal session, the Agriculture Minister, along with invited guests, were taken on a tour of the Agri-Business Center, where local products that had been bottled and labeled using the equipment purchased for the unit were on display. The Minister was also shown the equipment used for designing and printing of labels for local agro-processors. The 3 ATVs and 2 refrigerated trucks, along with the Agri-Business Development Unit, amounted to an investment of just over $26 million.